The coyote's nose is by far its dominant sense. If you think about human beings and coyotes and how we go through life and how we experience things, humans typically live by a motto, seeing is believing. If I see something, I'll believe it. You can say whatever you want to me, but when I see it, I'll believe it. Now, if you look at a coyote, its entire life is lived by a completely different motto. The motto to a coyote is smelling is believing. A coyote may doubt what it hears, it may doubt what it sees, but it will never, ever doubt what it smells because its smelling ability is so superior that it lives its life through its nose primarily. So let's talk about the nose of a coyote and what makes it so special. When you look at a coyote, you first notice it has a very long snout. The longer the snout in a canine, the more scent receptors it has in the nasal cavity. So a coyote already has a much longer distance to have scent receptors in its nose. There's a bone in the nose called a turbinate bone, and attached to that turbinate bone is spongy tissue. That tissue is what takes in scent and holds on to it, and then nerves run out of that tissue into the brain, and they communicate to the brain what the scent is that the spongy tissue is picking up attached to the turbinate bones. So human beings have 5 million scent receptors, and that sounds great when you hear it. Wow, I have 5 million scent receptors. I can smell pretty good. No, not really. If you look at a coyote, a German Shepherd has 225 million scent receptors. A bloodhound has 300 million scent receptors. A coyote is thought to have the scent receptors close, perhaps a little bit better than a German Shepherd. So we have about 2% of the scent receptors that a coyote does. So we can't even imagine what it's like to live in an environment where you can smell to that extent. But beyond the scent receptors, coyotes have much, much more. Really amazing when you think about all the things that they have. So the next thing a coyote has is it has an ability to smell constantly, 100% of the time. A human breathes in and can smell. A human exhales carbon dioxide, and during that exhale process you cannot smell anything. But a coyote can take the exhaling process, and instead of blocking the nasal passage taking the scent in, it can redirect the exhaling carbon dioxide out the side of its nose, the slits in the side of its nose. So a coyote is able to smell 100% of the time. If you consider the portion of the brain that's dedicated to smell, those nerves, I said, go into the brain. They go into a portion of the brain called the olfactory bulb. Just to give you an idea, in a coyote, that olfactory bulb dedicates 1/8 of the brain to scent. If you compare that to a human, humans only have 40 times less of their brain dedicated to scent. So coyotes, not only do they have a better structure to absorb scent, they also have a bigger portion of their brain to process scent. And then amazingly, a coyote, if it has a very faint whiff of scent, it actually has a structure in its nose that it can close, and it can trap that smell, and it can let that parts per billion, build up parts per million and get stronger and stronger, and it can leave it in there with that flap closed until it knows what that smell is. It's just something incredible that humans also don't have. So when you think about coyotes and their ability to smell, it really makes a lot of sense that they live their life by their nose. Compared to us, there is no comparison. They just absolutely blow us away. So I hope that gives you a better understanding of a coyote's nose and its ability to smell, as well as how it smells and detects our scent, and perhaps a little bit about maybe what you can do to mitigate that to some extent. So thanks for watching. I hope these videos helped you to understand the coyote more, and I hope you're more successful in your adventures with coyotes. Thank you.